Start the clock.
Good evening, folks. Dr. Freedom here with you. Time for some Doctor Who news. And yes, oh man, it's already happened again today. There were some pictures that came up on Instagram from somebody claiming they're working on Series 9. One of them being a picture of the 8th Doctor's TARDIS console behind what appears to be a rather shabbily put up green screen on the back of it, on the background. And they're claiming that this is in the prop department over at Rothlock. And the thing is, until I see a first and a last name on this person, and the fact that they can confirm they are working on the series, and I want to see their name on the call sheet, no, it's not real. The person won't even identify themselves. And also the fact that, come on, BBC live on Twitter and Instagram these days. And let's all recall that little incident that happened all the way back when they were filming Journey to the Center of My Disappointment, where the one guest star took a picture, a selfie of himself in his costume, and then put it on Twitter, and not even 15 minutes later, he's got BBC execs knocking on the door. Yet you're expecting me to believe this guy has pictures of something that's inside the studio and has not lost his job and or been reprimanded yet. Also, a quote-unquote script page appeared, apparently naming the Celestial Toymaker as being the villain for episode 1 or something like that along that nonsense. And they're claiming he's going to appear in Magician's Apprentice. For one, none of that's confirmed. Two, it's this time of year. It's only a few weeks till the show's going to come out. It's only a couple weeks till the Edinburgh Festival. So they got a bunch of these guys who are running around now on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and whatnot. And some folks would do this unwittingly because they like to take people at their word. There's still this commonly held belief that because it's on the internet, it must be true. And but mainly it's Instagram, Twitter that people are running around, and guess what's happening at this moment? Sorry, I've lost my words there for a moment, but I'm kind of a hurry tonight. Attack the pranksters, the hoaxsters, and the fakers. It always happens just shortly. Sorry, I had to adjust myself in my seat. Not in the way you're thinking, you dirty birdie. But you always have to look out for it this time of the year because they know everybody's expectations are, and their curiosity's got their juices flowing, and they'll just want to, oh my God, is this going to happen really? And then they get their expectations up, and then you show them something they'd like to see, and you try to spin it in a way that it sounds true. This happens every year. I can honestly tell you, okay, I really don't have much info on what's going to go on in those first 2 episodes. I'm not going to lie to any of you. As I said, all my sources this year clammed up. I'm talking, they're so tight-lipped I couldn't get their mouths open with a crowbar or even the jaws of life at this point. It's just gotten really, really, tight security this year. And I can't blame them, especially after what happened for Series 8 last year when, you had that little slip up with the internet server and you ended up with, like, the first 5 scripts and the first 5 episodes out online weeks before the series was due to premiere. But I just want you to remember what I keep telling you guys out there who watch out for Doctor Who news. Beware of false prophets. There's going to be a crap load of them in the coming weeks, especially with the series coming up. And, they're going to try to get in there and get their little yucks in before the, Edinburgh Festival when the series, episode premieres. And then boom. That way they get a little laugh and they do things to themselves that I won't describe on this channel, while they point at the computer screen and think of themselves as geniuses. But this happens every year. Don't mind it. I just want to give you another warning. Watch out what you're reading out there. Be very careful. Always double check your data if you can. Don't let somebody lead you through the rose garden for you only to slip in the manure in the compost heap at the end. All right, but let's get to what little news I do have rather quickly, because there's nothing very relevant, to be honest with you. Okay, Doctor Who Duo's new $100 million production company, and what they're referring to is that Julie Gardner and Jane Tranter, their company, it's going to be called Bad Wolf, will produce big-budget TV series and films for the global television market. Now, for you folks who've forgotten, Julie Gardner was, the fat Welshman's right-hand woman there. She was the one who helped run the show, back when it first started back up, Russell T. Davies. Don't worry, that's a nickname everybody has for him. I'm not being derogatory towards Russell T. Davies at all. So if you're interested in this and what they're going to be doing, it's just a brief article saying, look, they're getting together, they're calling it Bad Wolf, and they're going to be out there, and boom, they're going to make some programs. Okay, next up. Remember what I said about beware of false prophets? Beware the mirror. Because, okay, Peter Capaldi seriously hints that Clara Oswald's going to be killed off. Now, this was just put up the other day, and I figured I better give this some serious, one quick, really serious run over, because a lot of people are already going, oh my God, or there's a lot of people going, hell yeah. But okay. Now, all the quote is, okay, this is one we've heard before, but I want to run it through you real quick. The thing that is tricky about the Doctor's relationship with companions, Chris Eccleston said in his first episode, I can see everything, and all there has ever been and all there ever will be, and that drives me mad. So in a way, the Doctor knows the fate of all his companions. That makes it difficult. But with Clara, he's deliberately enjoying the relationship in this great toy box of time and space that they can explore together. But of course, it's a Doctor Who, and there's an ever-deepening shadow pursuing them. That's all he said. He never said anything about her getting the old neck cut. So take that as you will. That's, once again, that's the mirror taking a simple quote and blowing it out of proportion. Okay, this one I found very, very interesting. How Moffat's Jekyll anticipated Doctor Who and Sherlock. Now, I've watched Jekyll with James Nesbitt, if I remember the actor's name correctly, and you should give it a watch. Unfortunately, I think they only made like 6 episodes of it, but it was very, very entertaining. It was a very good modern take on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And you're going to see a lot of familiar faces in there, especially if you look real close at some of the guest actors. But in a way, I can see how they thought, okay, this was showing you just how he's going to, some of the traits that are in this show are things that you see throughout Sherlock and popped up later in Doctor Who. So I can see their comparison here. But if you ever get a chance, watch this show. If you saw, I remember for a while it was on Netflix. It's a really good show. Also, if you want to see what they're talking about, article right here will let you get into it, okay? Sorry, I'm in a hurry tonight. BRB to measure online viewing from September. That's right, the Broadcasters Audience Research Board, aka BARB, for the first time is going to release official figures showing the level of UK viewing through on-demand and live stream content through online TV player apps. And this is a little bit historic, you see, because they're not just going to be doing television ratings anymore based off cable and whatnot. They're actually going to do online viewing figures that'll be probably, add on a little bit and make it a little bit more accurate for what's going on, with the ratings every year. Now, so far, regular guys have been doing that pretty good, but you see most of it's estimate. Now, you see the BBC's own research, Live Plus 7, shows up to 10% of the audience for Doctor Who currently watches online and is not counted in the official figures. And this is one of the things that's going to lead to, your view changing. Because I remember guys going, the show was going to get canceled. Sorry. We've already seen proof sitting in a document that, if you blinked, you would have missed it. That Series 10 of Doctor Who is pretty much assured. Okay, I was saving this for last, and I forgot to put this up. Sorry about that. But sadly, we lost Robin Phillips. He was in The Keys of Marinus. He played the character Altos, and not to mention, his other things he's done besides Doctor Who. He was 73 years old. He passed away peacefully at his home in Stratford after a prolonged illness. So, once again, we've lost another part of the show. And unfortunately, that's one of the sad things of growing up in this generation, is you get to see a lot of familiar faces leave you. I don't know, because we had some things going on here at the household. I won't go into it because they're personal matters, but we did have a death relatively close to us here. So, it's a thing you got to face, man. And sadly, but hey, 73, good run. More than I'd love, I'd love to at least make it to that myself. Okay, and sorry, I came off a sad note to this. Optimus convention this weekend. Colin Baker's among the guests. So, this is going to be the Optimus Southwest Film and TV Convention. It's going to be in forgive me, I always pronounce this wrong. Torquay. It's going to be the 1st and 2nd of August with Ghostbusters, Time Lords, and much more. So if you're interested in this, be sure to go check it out here. I believe they also had ticket information and whatnot. Oh, yeah, there it is. So if you want to go see Colin Baker and you're in the area of this particular convention, please do. Also, from what I'm hearing, poor Colin, his doctor gets bashed so much. And, you know what? If you heard I know there's a lot of you guys who are new Who fans out there, but if you had heard of the railroading that he got, oh, man. Okay, sorry that, I got a little deep and dark on you there. Keep in mind this week's Omega Files, and I'm going to tell you right now, Omega Files are going to get a little bit shaky, and that relates to the situation I just told you about. We had a death in the family close to us, and that's going to change some things around. I don't want to go into too much detail about it because I want to respect the privacy of my family. So, just beware. Things are going to be subject to change, but if all proceeds on schedule, this weekend we're going to be doing Shakedown, Return of the Sontarans, which was an independent project done by Real Time Pictures, and I hope you all enjoy it because, see, you got Sophie Aldred, Caroline Ford, a whole bunch of other very familiar names. I think the one lady from Blake Seven's in it even. I got to do a little more research on it before the weekend hits. Well, I'm sorry to cut this one short, but I got to get out of here. Got lots to do in the morning, so take care, ta-ta. Enjoy the rest of your week, and remember, beware of false prophets, kiddies, because they're going to be crawling out of the woodwork like termites on frickin' what do you call it, with mocha cappuccino fueling their veins. Have a good one.